Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Anthony, and so far we've been talking about classroom management and the power of nurturing success behavior. We talked a little bit about your commitment and level of caring that's really needed to pull this off. We talked a little bit about understanding the child and their background. We compared that to some of the traumatic experiences that we may have had in our own lives and what we did and who we talked to. Well, that brings us to the next part of this presentation, and that's how do we put together a success team? Folks, even Superman, Supergirl, or whoever your fantasy hero is couldn't do this alone. And it requires the dedication and the commitment of a group of people to really pull this off. I want you to stop and think for a minute. Ever wonder why people tend to shake hands upon meeting one another? Well, typically people don't invade someone else's space in that moment. Think about this while we're here in New Jersey, well, I am, and some of us are on summer break. Maybe we went down for a little gaming to Atlantic City. Well, think about this. You ever take a walk around the gaming floor at any casino and see anybody kind of maybe right next to a gaming table pull out their laptop, start, I don't know, reading some emails, maybe writing an essay, doing some homework, catching up on some professional development, sipping back a cup of coffee? I don't know. I haven't seen that. I don't think it's prohibited, but I haven't actually seen it. Or flip the script. You ever walk into maybe a local cafe in a gaming environment, maybe a local Starbucks, and see anybody getting really excited and maybe start chanting and, I don't know, getting together and dancing, maybe getting on a tabletop, placing bets? No, you typically wouldn't see that. Well, none of that is by accident. In the same way as classroom culture and positive classroom culture, I'd like to add, can't occur spontaneously. Spontaneous culture is called chaos, quite honestly. So I want to tell you a story. Now, we're talking about Starbucks for a second. Think about Starbucks. Well, someone thought a long time ago, I think it was back in the 70s, well, hey, I'm going to articulate a vision for the culture of what a Starbucks store is going to feel like. Emphasis on feel, right? So back in the 70s, I know that there were already coffee houses, right? There were many coffee farms, plantations. There were retailers. Not all of these companies are around today. Some of them don't even have much of an impact in terms of market share. Well, maybe it's because not every coffee company identified just about every single detail associated with coffee and laid out specific expectations for those details. Well, not to say that you must do that, but to say that let's take a minute and consider a coffee house. Well, this is definitely what happened to the likes of those who founded Starbucks. Well, these guys got together and they said, what are the beans going to taste like? What is the aroma of this coffee house going to smell like? The decorum in terms of the atmosphere, the barista's attitude about coffee and coffee drinkers. Well, that someone started with one person. He happened to be an English teacher. I don't know if you knew that. Jerry Baldwin was the guy's name. And he was inspired by somebody who was already pretty successful. And if you're a coffee drinker, you're familiar with Peet's Coffee. Well, this Alfred Peet got to talking with Jerry Baldwin. And there was another teacher, a history teacher, by the name of Zev Seigel. Yeah, they were teachers, along with a writing teacher. And this guy's name was Gordon Balker. Well, they all had a passion for beans and for roasting. They just couldn't stop talking about it. What happened was this talk gained a lot of momentum. And now this group kind of unified around this idea. And it landed this group into a partnership with Alfred Peet, actually. And I think it was 1971. Well, about 10 years later, towards the early 80s, Starbucks became the largest coffee roaster in the state of Washington. And by 1987, the company was valued at almost $4 million. Well, I don't need to tell you the rest of the story because I'm drinking a Starbucks coffee right now. And I know that in just about any country that you go to, you can find one. Every state in New Jersey, every state in New Jersey, every state in the country, every city certainly has one. Well, how was all that done? Well, it started with caring deeply about something enough to articulate a vision, a clear vision to someone else. So think about that. There was passion, there was vision, there was relationships, okay? Who's on your success team? This is an area that we have to focus on now. Case managers, school psychologists, other teachers, maybe in the grade level or the department, coaches, administrators. There's so many other school staff that may have a vested interest in working with you on effectively managing this class. So are they aboard? Sure they are. Right? They're all there for the same reason, and you can be the one to share information, learn from maybe this presentation or other presentations with these folks. Is there an opportunity maybe for you to lead a talk or a professional workshop or a series at your school or district about classroom management? Well, that would be a great opportunity to get the ball rolling. Can you present maybe with an administrator or a child study team member? Well, if not, you can begin by creating your own model classroom. It starts with you. Become a mentor to others. Maybe a lead teacher if your school has that as an option position. Well, if not, what other opportunities for informal leadership exist in your school? Well, we're going to talk now about keys to building classroom norms, rules, expectations, and culture. All right, so it's all about our mindset, right? We're going to talk about 5 success stems in just a minute. Think about what happens before the kids come in to your domain, to your class, to the school. What does that pre-entrance look like? What is the first impression that you send off? Are you upset at the level of volume? Do you have an angry face? Are you inadvertently confrontational? Inadvertently provoking? You over there, stop pushing. You're always late, man. You are getting on my nerves. You just got here and you're already acting up? Or the sarcasm, oh, so you're going to act like a student today, I see. Well, how about try something like, as you're standing by the door and you're awaiting for the students to come in to your domain, hey, nice work over there walking through that crowd. I saw you ignoring the distractions. Way to go. Love that preparation today. I could see that you've got your homework in hand. Love it. I love that new pen. I can see that you brought your homework. I love the fact that you brought a charged laptop today. Awesome, right? So think about that. Rewind the tape. Check the mirror. Look at yourself. Say, wait a second. What did I just say? How did I just say it? It's not just the content, the specific words. It's the process, the delivery of what you're saying. Think about Tony Robbins. This guy is one amazing individual. If you've watched or seen any of his footage, he'll really help us with this whole idea. All right, 5 success stems. We talked about them. Hey, nice work working through that crowd, ignoring the distractions. Just to recap, love the preparation today. Loving that pen or pencil. Hey, I can see you brought your homework. Loving that charged laptop. This is all before we even enter the classroom. All right, we're going to take a break for right now, and we're going to pick up with the next slide in just a moment.